I know it can be frustrating when you start learning a new skill and your projects are just not turning out the way you envisioned in your head. We've all been there. And when I started crocheting, my stitches were very uneven. The structure was looking all wonky, and it was not giving. And over time I started getting better at it. So in this video I'll be sharing tips and advice that I think every beginner should know before starting their crochet journey.
Over and over from my faith in others. Little did I know I could do it on my own.
Hi everyone, I'm Ronnie and welcome to my channel. And this is my first beginner video for anyone who is starting their journey as a crocheter. So in this video, I will be sharing major tips that have helped me over the years to improve my crochet skills. So stick around and let's start what we have come here to do. So tip number 1, as a beginner, I always recommend a bigger crochet hook. I recommend a bigger one. If you have 4, if you have 5, I highly recommend that, because as a beginner you want to see what you are making. You want to see how you are crocheting it, how you are making the stitches. So you working with a tighter or a smaller crochet hook makes your stitches really tight and really small, which will be difficult for you to see what you are making. Tip number 2 is always as a beginner, please use a lighter color, a brighter color, like blue, like peach, like cream. Although cream, because you want to, as a beginner, you want to be able to loosen your stitches and start again. So I wouldn't recommend cream or white or something that will get dirty easily, but you can go for this two. Orange, I don't have orange here. Orange, you can get orange. You can get brown. Yes, you can get brown. It's not too dark. This type of brown is not too dark. You can get brown. If you get something like this color, by the way, this is the Yeye brand. That is the Yeye brand, and it's very accessible, although it's quite expensive these days. One ball of yarn goes for like 800 naira or so. But if you don't see, there are other brands like Baby Lamb, Baby Wool. I don't really recommend Baby Wool, although Baby Lamb is really nice. Yeye too is really nice, but Baby Wool is yeah, it's very fuzzy and it's not really easy to unravel. But as I was saying, colors like this, they get dirty easily. So when you get white, when you get cream, they get really dirty, and you know you will be unraveling a lot. You will be using the same yarn again and again for other projects. So when you use colors like this, they get really dirty really fast, so you won't be able to enjoy your project as much, which is why I recommend this color blue. When I started, I made a lot of things with this color, like bags, purple too. You can also use purple, but like lilac here, and brown. Tip number 3, please know how to hold your crochet hook. Now, most people hold it, well, me, I hold it like this, while some people hold it like a pencil. You get, they hold it like a pencil with the hook side facing them. It depends on the one you're most comfortable with. You have to know that crochet is mostly muscle memory. Crochet is muscle memory. What you've been doing for over a long period of time sticks with you. This is the starting point. Will I say V now? That is the starting point. You have to know your hand movements mostly. It's not complicated. It's muscle memory. Your hands know what to do once you get it. You just have to know the right steps. Tip number 4 here is learn at your pace. Work with what you have. If you're not able to get this, work with this. If you can work with 2 strands at the moment, work with 1 strand. Because when I started, I didn't know there were different types of yarn, we just had yeye and baby wool, and I started with this tea rose, but my own is tea birds. I started with that. So we were making purses and we were making beanies with single strands, but the problem is single strands take a long while to build up, to increase. It will feel like you've been there for eternity. You've been making the same thing for eternity, especially when you're a beginner and you're not fast. Double strands though, I would recommend double strands. I would recommend double strands, because when you start working with double strands, your stitches, they will be easier to see, they will be clear, like bigger. Basically, this is when you watch other videos and they are saying medium weight here and medium weight fine. This is it. You don't have to buy any fancy wool. If it's a year you have, use it. So yeah, tip number 5 is start simple. This is the easiest the simplest thing you would ever make. A beanie. As a beginner, don't go and be making, don't start with sweater. Don't start with sweater, please. Don't start with rough. I'm going to say this. Do not start with ruffle hats. There's a reason. Don't overwhelm yourself as a beginner, please. This ruffle hat has a lot of ruffles. It has a lot of ruffles, as you can see. Now, tell me how a beginner wants to have that patience to do this all around when you don't even know how to make a scrunchie. Now, I'm not saying you can't make hats. You can make something as simple as a bucket hat. You can make this. It's very easy. You should start with something simple, like scrunchies, like beanies. You can make headbands, but I recommend something that you use normally. I don't know any beginner or anybody that started their crochet journey and did not make a beanie. If you did not make a beanie, start simple. So the 6th tip I have for you today, and the final one, is practice. You have to practice. Even if it's just bag you are making and you have been using that yarn and still making, in fact, not bag, let's say a normal roll, just a rectangle, you're going back and forth, just practice it, especially when your tension is still too tight. When your tension is too tight, your project begins to fold and it loses that structure. Don't make your stitches too tight, don't make them too loose. The project will lose structure. It won't come out the way you want it to come out. So an extra tip that I'll leave with you guys is always count your stitches. Your stitches will decrease. It will decrease the size of your project and not come out in the exact measurements. The structure wouldn't come out right. The edges will look very unneat and unprofessional. So I highly recommend you counting your stitches. It doesn't matter if it's 100, count it, please. You don't want to have to go back and then start loosening, frogging everything and then starting all over. It can get really frustrating. So just to save you that headache, count your stitches. So yeah, I hope in this video I've been able to share some things and you've been able to grasp some things from this video. And this is mainly for beginners. If you're also an intermediate and something in this video resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. In the next video, I will officially start the tutorial for beginners, like how to make a slip knot, as fundamental as that. A slip knot, then we'll move to single crochets, then we'll move to double crochets, just like that, so we grow together. So go ahead to give this video a thumbs up and subscribe if you learned something. And if there's something or anything you want me to talk about, just leave it in the comment section and I will get back to you. Thank you very much for watching this video and see you in the next one. Bye.